Okay, so the reason I asked you to come here, I know. I know you're still a little bit upset with me, but here's the thing. I want to make it up to you. First of all, I'm sorry. You told me something very personal about yourself, something that you were very scared to tell me because you knew that I probably did not share the same sexuality that you do, the same alphabetic characterization in the LGBTQIA tag, and I don't think you quite understand how embarrassed I am by that, and by how much I understand how thoughtless I was in my reaction, and I didn't really give you a chance to speak for yourself, and I sort of just bloated out a ton of assumptions, and I'm sorry. That was the wrong way to react to someone I sincerely care about telling me with tremendous courage that they are asexual. So I am sorry. And the reason I asked you to come and meet me here in public is because I wanted to make it up to you in the sense that I was clearly the ignorant one here. I was. I don't need to tell you that. I don't need to tell you that I thought a little too hard about getting answers to my questions and not asking you these questions in a way that was empowering and appropriate. And I was basically really, really awful to you. So I wanted you to know that I did a little bit of homework, and I have a notebook with kind of my understanding of what it is so far, and I wanted to ask you questions, and I wanted to give you a chance to tell me what being asexual means to you. And that I understand if my reaction was a deal breaker. Because I didn't respect you as a person. I immediately jumped to conclusions about what exactly that meant for us. And like I said, I didn't consider your feelings. I hope it's the only time that I've utterly and completely failed you. And I don't say that as a way to make myself feel better. I say that and that I hope that with you being honest to me about your asexuality, it also means that you would be honest with me if I ever disappointed you or hurt you or anything else in any other way. I want to make this right. And so praising you for who you are and understanding that better and doing some research and all that kind of stuff was really important. I care about you a lot. And the last thing I want is for you to I don't want us to break up because I was an absolute jerk. I want us to talk about this and to work through this a little bit more understandable. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose you. And the first thing I need to do is to bring myself to a level of understanding on who you are. What I'm hoping is that I can improve on myself as a human being. And not just be better for you, but be better for our community in general. So, may I have your permission to kind of go over things that I've learned and maybe ask you some questions? Okay. Thank you, first of all. Okay, so asexual does not mean that you are incapable of love. It does not mean that you don't want to snuggle up, or that you don't want to kiss, that you don't love me. It just means that it's a romance thing. Is that kind of right so far? Okay. And this is not, this is not something that means that you are or are not a virgin. That doesn't necessarily matter, and that doesn't matter to me. Just a heads up. It's just right. It's not the fact that you can't get laid. It's just that you don't have any interest in being physically intimate. Correct? Okay. So, where I was misunderstanding this was, I am not asexual. So, the cuddles and the kisses and the love and all that stuff, I just figured that you wanted to wait, or that you were perhaps demisexual or something, and I was going to respect that, and I'm still going to respect that. It's just, from what I understood in that context, I was never going to do anything that you didn't want to do, and so I was just waiting for whatever signal, or even for mostly for your consent. So I was so surprised when you told me you were asexual and kind of blurted out, what does that even mean? Because I should have been realizing from the beginning that waiting for a signal wasn't kind of the be-all that ends all. You know what I mean? I probably should not have automatically assumed that all of that just led to a point of physical intimacy. It's about more than that. And we're about more than that. And for being a blubbering mess and not really totally and honestly thinking about how you felt saying this, knowing that you were probably saying it to someone who is not asexual, and I'm sorry. But I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you. And I want you to know that I'm okay with this. No, hey, look, the things I was reading up on, it has the obvious, no interest in and that's fine. But there's also different layers to that. I mean, I love holding your hand, and I love cuddling with you, and I love kissing you, and I love everything about you. Even this. Really. Even this. And if you'll let me, I'll make it up to you. I'll make up my piss poor reaction to this. Because we're more than that. Okay? We are more. And people in general are more than just their sexuality. In fact, if I've ever given you the impression that your value to me had anything to do with sex, I'm so sorry. Because it doesn't. Your value's not based on sex. Your value's based on who you are. On the kindness that you give, the impact your life has on others, whether you know it or not. That's what matters. And people who give you shit for not having had sex or not having had sex enough are truly the most awful of people. You are amazing and wonderful exactly the way you are. And we will be okay. No, well, look, the nitty-gritty and all the details and all that we can discuss another time. I want you to know we will be okay. And I'm not ashamed of you. And I'm not upset. And I'm not bummed that I'm not getting any in a particular way. No, love is more than that. It is. It's more than that. And you've shown me plenty that you care about me. So, I've said it a few times already, but I am sorry. But I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better for you, and I'm going to be better for us. Because there is nothing wrong with you. Everything about you it's wonderful. And I want to know more about this side of you. Because you shouldn't have to feel like you need to hide something from me. I want you to be free to tell me anything. Okay? Now, this notebook I have has some questions on it. Things that may not necessarily pertain to you or me, but just understanding asexuality in general. So, if you're okay with talking about it, and if we were okay, I was kind of hoping that maybe you'd be interested in letting me buy lunch and letting us talk about it. And letting me make up for my poor reaction. Because I'm better than that. And I care about you a lot. So, is that okay? Okay. I'm gonna be better. I promise. Okay, so would you like to look over these, and I'll grab us a bite and come back and we can eat and then talk about this? Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Let's do it.